ranger had come from distant White Whisker. Gray Ears told the tale of a Darkwing camp sending raids on the rabbit village. Arlo swore he would send the bats back to their evil ice mountain. Before Arlo could set sail, he was stopped by Robin the Ranger. If Arlo planned to go north to fight the Darkwings, he was not going alone. At the docks of White Whisker, Gray Ears bid them to come speak to the elder of the village. The rabbit's body was old and frail, but his mind was sharp. The Darkwings had made camp on Whiskers Peak. Their attack would come soon, unless someone took the fight to them. As the pair traveled towards the peaks at the edge of White Whisker, the Bat's ice castle slowly came into view. Arlo knew in his heart that one day he must take his battle there. They had no choice but to fight their way to the camp leader. Defeating him would break the Bat's spirit. Raised his war horn. Its unearthly screech seemed to stir the very air into fury. This was not the wind, but the beating of leathery wings. Leader was defeated, but they had to warn the rabbits. Darkwings were on their way. Gray Ears and the Elder were looking for the source of that terrible screech, but there was no time to explain. Arlo shouted to Gray Ears to get the villagers to the boats. He and Robin drew their weapons. Gray Ears and the other rabbits were safe, but terrified. Arlo offered them refuge and a warm welcome at Winter's Edge. Arlo was as good as his word. He welcomed the rabbits, proud to offer Winter's Edge as a new home for as long as they wished. Gray Ears thanked the warden for his hospitality, but the droop of his ears and whiskers told Arlo there was a great weight on the rabbit's mind. The ranger could not contain his anger. The Darkwings had taken the warren, the rabbit's ancestral home. He could not rest here while they spread their filth there. The warden swore they'd reclaim it together. The ranger was fueled by his fury, barely pausing on their journey for food or rest. Arlo thought it almost matched his own. What once was a small village was now a foul Darkwing base, with all they needed to launch attacks all across the north. Warden and the ranger fought tooth and paw, bow and blade, to drive back the bat filth. Kazak had sent one of his strongest generals, Necromancer Guraz. His defeat would rob the bats of a great weapon. The warren was safe in rabbit paws once more. Gray Ears swore that if the warden of the wastes ever called for help, the rabbits would answer. winter's edge, the rabbits celebrated that their homes were safe once more. They longed to feel the crunch of snow under paw. Despite all Arlo had done, the Darkwing threat was still growing. The North was running out of time. He told Leaf to call the War Council. Tomorrow they would make their plan. Arlo could not sleep a whisker. He wished more than anything that his father were here to tell him what to do. The nervous chatter silenced at Arlo's entrance. He did not sweeten the truth. The Darkwing numbers grew. They would return, and Winter's Edge could not stop them alone. He called Robin forward. Arlo was raised on tales of how the North could not rely on Southern kings. But he was desperate. The Ranger was sure King Reggie would prove different. Ordering the council to prepare for war, they set course for the Crimson Keep. The Crimson Keep's dock was the greatest Arlo had seen. Robin explained it was built by master craftsmoles. He laughed, telling Arlo how ratfolk believed their king paid them by fighting huge warrior moles in an underground arena. The king's steward, Doug, stopped them before the throne room. He started at the news of war and then rushed away, muttering about how the armor would need to be polished. Dennis, the king's brother, was also curious to see this northerner. Dennis missed war. He could plainly see by Arlo's expression that was the warden's task. He hoped they could fight together someday. Arlo was nervous to meet this king. He hoped Reggie lived up to all he'd heard from Robin. He did not have to wait long. King Reggie was glad to see his old friend Robin was safe and bid him to tell his tale. Robin told of the death of his son by the ferocious Darkwings and begged the king prepare his forces to go north. Reggie was sad at the loss of Little John, but said that was not reason enough for the South to join a northern war. The king wished them well and turned to go. Arlo stepped forward, asking what the king would do when there was no Winter's Edge to shield the South. If they sent no help now, the Darkwings would not stop at their borders. Reggie listened to Arlo tell his tale. It brought back terrible memories of a father lost and a land left in ruin. A tale not unlike this young warden's. He held out his paw in friendship. King and Warden, united, could stop any foe. The southern rat folk would not simply leave the warmth of their homes for frozen lands they had never seen. A trial by combat would prove his worth. Arlo agreed. He would do whatever it took.